So today's modification is the airbox, and we're going to be working behind this panel. We're going to be installing a new filter, a twin air filter there. So make sure to have the oil for that. It doesn't come oiled, and I'll show you how to do that. And we're also going to be adding some 1-inch air vents, and this is a Uni UFV-6. So you can see that has the filter right into it. Okay, so the first step is you want to take this off. This bike is an 8mm for these two bolts. Careful, there's a little rubber thing, it goes in right here. That always falls out. We'll make sure to keep the bolts with that. And then you got 3 Phillips screws that hold the airbox in place. Now, depending on the filter that you're doing, you can get a filter that replaces this whole box. I'm not a huge fan of that because this bike is ran through water, so the water would shoot off this front tire and get into that filter. So again, there's 3 bolts there. This will just slide off. And that's what we're going to be working on today. So you can see the old filter just pulls right out. And you can feel it, it's pretty oiled. It's starting to deteriorate on the back. So it's good we're replacing this. Okay, so if we were just replacing the filter, here's where we would do that. We would pre-oil it, slap it on, close this up, and we'd be done. But I also want to add in some of those 1-inch extra air filter, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now we can pull this box off here. And we're going to be putting the 1-inch holes into this. You don't want to do it on the front side or the bottom side in case water sprays off the front tire and it gets into either or. So I'm going to be doing one on the top here and then one on the back here. And I'll guide you through that as well. Okay, so here's the earbox, and we got the little 1-inch filters. So there's 3 different ways to drill this. You can use a spade bit. Obviously you want the 1-inch one or the 3/4 inch one. I don't have it, so I also have a hole saw, or you can do like a unibit, or if you're really on a budget, I guess you could use a knife. We're going to start with the hole saw, and then work our way up with the unibit. So again, we're going to do this back side here. And then we're going to do one on the top. And you want this to be snug. We are going to silicone it or glue it in, but the tighter the better. So now I'm going to use the unibit, do a little bit more. Again, you want to be constantly checking it. And I'm probably going to get the knife and smooth this out a little bit. Okay, so this top one, that's perfect. That slipped right in and it's pretty snug. So now we're going to finish this one off. A little bit too tight. Has a nice snug fit. So there you go. It's the top of the unit. See, there's one up top, and there's one on the back side. Then we have to oil that little filter. So it's probably easier just to pull it out like that. Okay, we got the air filters laid out here. I'm using a Fab 1 spray-on air filter oil. Oh, that's tension in. Make sure it's cool. Both sides. We got the two small ones here. You can kind of squeeze it. Make sure it's all in every spot. You should probably wear gloves. Stuff's kind of nasty. It's a little too late for that though. If you over oil the filter, it's not the end of the world. It's just going to cause the carburetor to run a little rich for a while. Okay, you definitely want to wear gloves. Stuff's very sticky. It's hard to get off. So these are pretty good. Okay, so now it comes time to glue these in. You can use super glue or silicone, or I'm going to be using a Gorilla Glue. You basically snap it in. A little bit of Gorilla Glue right inside. Okay, so the 1-inch filters have dried. We're ready to do a reinstall. And so it's just the reverse process. Start by putting this filter on. I'm going to make sure the holes are lined up with the pins. And then you can put this on. It should fit on there. 3 Phillips screws. And you got this plastic piece here. You got your 2 8mm screws. And you should be good to go. So if you did the airbox and the muffler modification, you're most likely going to have to rejet the carburetor, and check out my other videos and you'll see how to do that. Thanks for watching.